All right. I'm gonna look at that.
You need to turn that phone off.
Yeah, I should do that shit. My bad. Shit.
Turn that fucking phone off.
Shit.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them in, chalk up their body, another one body, this is how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes.
Where we discuss various topics throughout the lens of some choice cut African Americans. My name is Randall, here with me I have...
Stephanie.
And Amber.
Cool. And today's topic is something near and not really. Today's topic is physical attraction. So, physical attraction is the lens that you see a person in. Like, people have their particular, like, likes and dislikes, you know, stuff they're into, stuff they're not. And honestly, today in America, like, it's kind of all similar. Most people have similar likes and dislikes, you know. As for a male, I see a lot of guys like, you know, girls with a big ass and, you know, big boobs and, you know, shit like that. But let's get deep into physical attraction. Like, I could say first off, like, you know, a big ass and big boobs is nice, but necessarily, like, you know, I'll take anyone with, like, a cute face. You know, like, I can't have, like, a big ass, big boobs.
And what is
like
big ass and big boobs? What is your big? Because everybody's big is different.
You're right.
True.
You're
So
right.
now,
There is a too
yeah.
big.
Now,
You're right.
Are we Cardi B and Nicki Minaj big?
Right.
Or like J-Lo big, which is nice and
Right.
natural, not obscene.
Yeah, not too much.
Right.
Like,
That's
Just enough.
I like a nice, natural, like, not like when it's like fucking like the size of like two fully grown heads. Like,
yeah,
that's for me. I'm not saying for everyone. For me, that's a bit too much, you know?
So there is
Like,
a too much ass thing out here.
There's
in
a
this
too
world.
much ass.
Oh.
There's a too much. It's a too much boob. I know, like, and then, like, I know women go through a lot and stuff like that. And that's, like, this is, like, before, like, childbirth. Like, there's also too much boob. Like, you know, you gotta
the
have...
size
like,
of the melon or the length of the skin in between the melon and the cheek. So now we gotta figure out what is a big titty. So the titty can be big and still be on your chest and sitting up, or the titty could be big and just be long.
You're right. I like
too
a nice plump, like, round, but, like, not too Bridget Nelson obscene, like, big, but, like, you know, a nice, like, size 5 bowling ball? No, is that too big?
Hell
That's too big.
Yeah, that's kinda big.
like
If you put that shit on your neck, you choking.
like,
I thought you were gonna say grapefruit.
yeah, grapefruit. That's a way better one. Grapefruit.
Okay.
And then
You can palm a grapefruit, okay? A ball, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta scoop. You want to scoop a titty?
Anywho, I think we're getting a little too far in the weeds on what. But I mean, I feel like, okay, don't y'all think like today in society, for one, it's like it's ever changing. Like the standard of beauty is just, it's never the same. I mean, I will say typically it's always a white woman or, you know, non-black. I mean, we can always say that's never changing.
That's what they try to do.
But they definitely, it's like they want the features of a black woman, but not the black woman, you know, or like not even, you know, or brown woman, period. Like, you know, let's just say dark brown. Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, you got to be tan. You can't be too white either, right?
Right.
Can't be pale and all that. Like, you got to be tan. And I just think it's ridiculous. It's too much to keep up with. It's like I mean, we've seen what's her name, Kim Kardashian.
Right.
She didn't, and Khloe. I think they didn't took their implants or whatever they had going on. You know, their butts are now smaller. They're kind of going back to their like natural, more of a natural look. And I ain't doing all that. I'm not gonna have booty one day and then gone the next. Like,
I got the money, bitch. I'm changing all this shit. I'm gonna be like
too
motherfucking Legos. All right, go take this piece off. I'll put this. If I got the money, like let's all be real about it. If we had the money to change ourselves however we want to, we would do it. Because everybody has a complaint about themselves.
I'm India Irie over here. Like, what's that song? Video. You know, I'm not the average girl from the video. Like, I mean, some days I shave my legs, sometimes I don't. Like, I'm gonna do me. Like, some days I just do, you know, do what feels good to me. And you know, I will say one more thing. Like, you know, I will say I'm not like judging anyone who does get work done or whatever. Like, you know, do what makes you happy. But I hate this feeling of like trying to keep up with what society is now saying is in today. And it's our bodies. Like, a body, it's like, you can't say, like, you can't just tell someone your body's not in. So that's just, like, that's just ridiculous.
It's like you can't, but everyone does.
Yeah.
As much as we say we can't.
Yeah, that's what they do. And I hate that.
Yeah.
I really do.
Like, even like, I'm just going to say it, the stereotypical beautiful woman or male, whichever, if you're going for a job, the cuter ones get the job quicker.
Yes, there is such thing.
There are more benefits
pretty
for looking like the stereotypical beautiful person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's
that like pretty privilege is definitely
it's a real thing.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. And then sometimes it can also hurt. It can hurt you as well. So I think people won't take you seriously at times too. If you're like too pretty, then they think, oh yeah, then you're obviously not smart. You know. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break.
I still am on the ass topic. I can't lie. So we decided we talking about back ass, side ass, or front ass when you come back. We got to pick the ass part. Did he say side ass?
I don't even remember. I didn't hear nothing about no front ass, side ass. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Questions. He was over here trying to have a titty that's going to crush his trachea if it lands on him.
Yeah, so we had to take a quick break. You know, we got the kids today, and they in the back, you know,
they having a
wilding out.
Real good time. Alright, so when you slide back this way, we're picking back up on
the side ass.
Side ass, front ass, because I really want some front ass. But that's not the topic at hand.
And these are going to be out in probably 15 minutes.
That's so. Yeah, picking back up where we left off. We were speaking on physical attraction. Amber was fixated on like types of ass, boobs.
Titties.
Stephanie was more, you know, natural. Amber was more with like, you know, if you can enhance yourself, you know, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so side ass, back ass.
Okay, so yeah, because I'm a girl, all I know is about, I don't know what men think. So when you were talking about physical attraction, you were speaking of ass and titties. Now we did dissect the best titty, which was the grapefruit. Now I'm trying to figure out what type of ass we're talking about. Are we talking about back ass I see from the back? Or front ass that I can see from the front? Or when she walks to the side ass. So
let's stop right here. Side ass?
Yeah, hips.
Like what? So right. Yeah.
Hips are your favorite. I don't know how you missed that in your category and then, like, favorite things.
I can't speak for all men. Cause like, but for me, like, I like very not natural looking though. Nice proportionate ass. Like, I do like a little, I don't want like a box necessarily. I do like just, you know, sort of curve, like when you wear like the nice silky dress, it like, you know, shows your, what's the word, voluptuous?
Yeah, it shows the curves. Yeah, it shows, you know, exactly. You want somebody to be
those.
Yeah.
But,
I feel that.
Yeah. Did you say front ass though?
Yeah, because you can see, if you see a woman, she walking towards you, you just know she got ass, even though she turned around.
That's the same thing as side ass though, because you see like the hips, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so. And then back ass, I don't want it to be like super poking out. Like some people look like they have a growth. like a tumor or something. Like that's kind of scary. Like it's not even like round anymore. It's kind of like just like a torpedo. Like I don't want that.
That could be muscle, like the way it's
a
muscle
torpedo.
no. So technically, it will kind of like
oh my gosh,
shoot out in a way.
Okay. Never heard of a torpedo. But it's so perfect. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've seen those and I've wondered like what happened? Like how does yeah. I'm just grateful for what I have.
I mean, I spoke on ass and titties, but that's not the first thing I look at. It's like a person's like beauty, and they don't have like their face. Mm-hmm. And like, honestly, I feel like the first level of attraction is physical attraction. Like if you walk up towards a person, and if a person walks towards you, right? Because you guys get approached by men. If they're not attractive,
almost never send help.
Okay, if they're not attractive, do you automatically like be like, no, I'm good? Like,
no, it's like
it's not.
It's not a physical thing. If it, you
need
to look like you're doing something.
It's like life. It's like a vibe for me. Like sometimes, like I mean, don't get me wrong. Like yes, there is a level of like attractiveness that I want. Like if you come up to me and you looking decrepit, like. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just somebody just really looks rough. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm not going to be into it. But
or
it's
how they carry themselves.
Yeah, it's like, like if you kind of have like a swag and like, depending on the situation, if you're able to talk to me and like, maybe I basically don't always just immediately like, I feel like you're ugly or whatever, just immediately like, no, get away from me. I'm not one of those just going to be like, ew, don't talk to me, but I'll at least talk to you. And if in that moment you start talking and I'm like, oh, he kind of, okay, I see, you kind of funny, or, you got a little like way about yourself, then yeah, I'm like, okay, I think I kind of like it. I'll give him a chance, Like he's not really physically what I would, typically want, but he's like making me laugh right now, or he's like real chill, like, especially if you're confident. If you're confident in whatever you have going on, sometimes that really does just like outweigh the looks for me. But there are certain things like receding hairlines that I cannot do. I can't do a receding hairline, and like it's just something. I
can do a receding hairline if you let me shave it.
Yes, and I tried that one time with this one dude I was talking to, and I shaved his head, and it just looked so bad.
After you shaved?
Yeah, it looked really, really bad. But I played it off. It's like, oh, baby, it looks good. It looks better, But I like bald heads, but on him, it just did not. Poor thing, it didn't look good on him, Because my dad is bald. Like, I don't. To me, it's like either it needs to be bald or you need to have all your hair. And then we were only like 25 at the time, so I was like, I'm sorry, I'm only 25. I don't think I have to deal with the cul-de-sac yet. Right. Like, we're young, I'm like, this is like in the later, when I get like 60 or something, then I can deal with, okay, he's got the cul-de-sac, but it looks good because, because it's like, I think it looks good on the older men, like. Yeah. 60s and up, it's like, okay, it looks good on them. George Jefferson had the cul-de-sac and he looked great,
No.
Yes, he did.
No.
He looked great. And if I was his age, I would.
Whenever I see a person,
he should have shaved it. But
whenever I see a person with a cul-de-sac,
it's like you can't have it missing and then a crop circle in the back. All that shit need to be low.
But something about George Jefferson, it really didn't look bad on him. Maybe because of it. But see,
because we liked him.
No, it was it's that confidence. It goes back to having that confidence. You may not be the best looking person out there, but if you have the confidence, and I've seen that in men and women, like I've seen women that that society has deemed as like, oh, she's not beautiful because she's overweight or she's got this, but if you have that confidence about you and you don't care and you like love the body you're in, I have seen men fall over women that people like in the media and all that will make, like a Lizzo will try to say like, oh, she's not it, she's not that beauty standard, but every other, like on a regular day, she can walk down the street and pull just about anybody that she wants because she's got that confidence, you know? Mm-hmm. And I've seen it. So I really think, you know, I mean, yeah.
That is
true.
And for all the people that, I just want to shout out Lizzo one quick time.
Right.
All the people that be talking about how she out of shape and this and that, if you get on that stage and you sing for 5 minutes, all y'all bitches will be winded and sweating, ready to get off. That bitch be out there getting it for hours.
That's not easy to dance and sing and to sound good at the same time.
So dances.
Huh?
That takes a level of fitness.
Have you never seen her perform? She be getting, like, she doesn't. She don't even just stand there. Not like a Mariah Carey, which I love Mariah. I'm not coming for Mariah, but you know, Mariah these days be like that this.
Girl gifted.
That's all she does. She just stand there. You know, and we eat it up because it is Mariah. Like,
she can get away.
And I mean, yes, because it's Mariah. But I'm just saying, Lizzo don't just stand there and give you the little hand. She uses the whole stage. I'm telling you, you need to watch her performance.
Yeah,
I'll you'll see what I'm talking about. But so yeah, it's just, I think that I don't even know what I think. I forgot what I was.
You're talking about
the point.
Physical attraction, but
yeah, like I don't know what
say
the point,
from a man's. Well, I think, in my opinion, most men's point of view is that it's usually like your appearance first. Like when I meet a person or I talk to a person, if that's like a deciding factor. It's like, okay, I don't find this person attractive. I could never like have a relationship with this person. So it's kind of like, cut off the board. It's kind of some things that you already know. Like for me, like I don't feel like I would date a woman that weighs like, more than me, and because I'll be like, no, I'm not attracted. I'm just not physically attracted to it. Or, a person that I might deem, necessarily ugly in the face. I hate to use that word, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm ugly to a lot of people. But like, those are immediate cutoffs. But I feel like women, like, it's more so how you carry yourself. Yeah. And I can say, like, for some women, like, if it's a big girl, she's like a little bit bigger than like I would usually take, but she has like amazing confidence and stuff like that. That is attractive. Confidence is attractive, but I still have to be, physically attractive. You got to get it up.
And I think that's pretty much everybody. Like that is what brings you in at first. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, it might sound shallow, but it's real. But you see somebody across the room, that's what makes you decide to talk to them. A lot of times it's like, there's some type of attraction, either may it be physical, or maybe they were a guest speaker at somewhere and you just like the way they spoke or whatever. And so maybe the physical, I guess I'm trying to say, like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, when does that physical not, like, like, when does the non-physical, like, attributes outweigh the physical? Like, it's every like, time. You have to give, well, yes, but every I mean, time. Like, you have to give them that chance first. And I guess it just goes back to the confidence, because I'm trying to think, how do I normally, like, if I see a dude and I'm like, I may not be attracted to them, but then what does get me?
I mean, I will say there. For me, I've never, I would say very seldomly do I see a man and I'm like, oh, he looks good, like I want him. That almost never happens. Like, if you were to ask me to show you a picture or draw a picture of my dream man, I don't even know what physical attributes to give them. Because I really don't know. It is really based upon their demeanor and what they're really doing with their lives. Like, I can probably be the most, on paper, attractive man. If he ain't doing shit, the motherfucker don't even look good. He all of a sudden don't look good. He just doesn't. So, like, if somebody, like, walks up on me and wants to have a conversation with me and it looks like they just got done smoking a cigarette and I ain't got no job to go to, like, you can look like it. I don't care what y'all say. You can look like you're not doing shit with your life. So, sometimes, if you look like that, I'm immediately not attracted. Like, I never have it's never physical first for me.
Is there a chance to recruit that attraction, though? Like, can they do something?
They can do something.
Yeah, I was about to say that
they
actually
can do an action to make themselves.
That is
better.
what happened with me. There was a guy that I like the first time I met him. I was walking to work. I live downtown, and so I was, could walk to work. It's like a 10-minute walk. Right. I'm walking, and I remember seeing when I first met this dude. I was like, he looks bummy as hell. Like he looked like just a thug, to be honest. Like, and I know with the people with, that probably sounds really rude or whatever, but I mean, for the sake of this story, that's what he looked like. He did not look like my type. His pants were looked like they were sagging and just, just wasn't. He definitely looked like,
Wait, passenger side? How does passenger
Yes,
side
that's what he looked like. And I remember him talking to me, and I'm just like, and he kind of we were walking in the same direction. And later on, I find out, after I got to know this guy, he was walking that way because he was trying to talk. He was trying to talk to me because there's no way he would be walking that far. He walked me all the way to my building.
How was his game?
And it just, I was like, I really wasn't talking to him. And he, after that, he basically what eventually made me see him in a different light was because then the next time I see him, I wave hello, I'm polite or whatever, and I keep walking to my building. This was after work. I'm walking in, and then he kind of comes up. He comes back around the corner. And he's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" He's like, "Well, first of all, you got time? I don't want to disturb you if you got something to do, yeah, he was, so I was like, no, I got time, what's up or whatever. And, and he just was super sweet and and seemed intentional about it. He was like, well, look, he's like, and he's like, well, first, can I ask you how old you are if you don't mind? And I know I look young, so I don't mind. And I actually really liked that he was trying to make sure, I was like, oh, at the time I was 28 or something. And he's like, okay, cool. He's like, I'm 35. That cool. Okay. And then, just was really cool the way he was like, well, I just really wanted to get to I just wanted to talk to you and, and see if you'd like to go out sometime, something like that. He asked me out. I don't remember all the details now, but I remember it went from first being this this dude that I felt was just thuggish and, oh, is it done?
No, you good.
Okay.
No, you good.
I felt it was real thuggish and just not really something I would want to talk to, but then the way he approached me was really respectful, intentional, and it seemed like he was about something. And of course I found out later that was all a lie, but but that was what made me change my perception. Is where you first see them and it's ugh, you just look like you just all you do is hang around on this side of the corner or whatever, but then just that one little conversation changed everything. So it made me give him a chance, and then suddenly he looked attractive to me. So so I mean, I think it can definitely that, just having that confidence, that personality, can shine through, but you do have to get through the looks first, I guess. It's you gotta.
That's the first level.
I mean, yeah, technically it is. Anytime I meet someone, they literally, after I know them, they don't look the same, though.
Yeah.
For me, they look, once I learn more about them and who they are, the pieces of what they look like come together in my eyes. Mm. But it's almost like everybody starts off as a blob. You're just a blob. And when you give me an attribute about who you are, okay, now I got your eyes. Give me another attribute, now I got your mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm building you based upon what you're giving me.
Wow.
So, but I literally
yeah.
That's probably where I'm at. Where I'm single than the motherfucker, because it takes a while for me to actually see the person.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a quick break and we will resume shortly. Thank you.
Bye, ass and titties.
All right, we are back. Our good host Amber had to step out, to go do her job. She sells We can't talk about what she says.
Yeah, no, we can't talk about it. But
she's a good person at heart.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna get back to
all jokes, y'all. All jokes. She had to go to work.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're getting back to the subject: physical attraction. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like we were speaking earlier, physical attraction is the first thing that I feel like I would look for. Just being honest. And, for me, it's not necessarily like a girl with big, I mentioned big boobs and big butt earlier, but it's not necessarily that. Like she could have, somewhat flat butt or, not too small boobs because that's kind of like a child. That's kind of nasty. But, she could look fairly decent. And, as long as her personality is good. So, if a person is, let's say, well, first of all, as far as weight, is there a cutoff for you? Like, do you have a cutoff that's like, oh, he is too big for me, kind of thing? Or
yeah, because, I've dated guys in the past that are, technically overweight or like, big dudes. But I will say I'm finding now, like, as I'm getting older, I don't really want, I want someone like just mostly because we are like, we're getting older and we got to think about our health, right? Like, when you're young, it's like, oh, who cares? I don't know. I like big dudes, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want you to just be like sloppy.
All right.
For lack of a better way to say it. I feel bad saying that, but it's how I feel. Yeah. Like, I just feel like I can't, I don't want to be with someone that's just like, I don't know what that weight is. Like, I don't really know, like, literally, like, in pounds, like, how much that is. I guess maybe 600 pounds, because I've seen on that show, My 600-Pound Life. Like, obviously I don't want somebody
Wait, back up. So you're saying 600 pounds is your limit?
I think so.
What the fuck?
Or maybe, okay, if 600 pounds is like crazy big, right? Then maybe 300 pounds?
Wait.
Is that normal? Is that like a easy? I don't know what a good weight is. All I know is I don't want them to be like so big that it's just like sloppy where you're like struggling to breathe. You can't like barely get up and down off of a couch, that kind of thing. Like, I want someone that's like limber, like I like them. I like, like you to have some meat on your bones. I don't want you to be, just a stick.
So hitting the gym regularly is a plus?
It is a plus, but it's not. Like, and if you are hitting the gym regularly, I don't necessarily need you going in there and getting like a 6-pack and all that. I don't like all the big muscles and all that. Like, I like you to be a little fluffy. You know what I'm saying?
Like the muscles?
No, not like the hard muscles, like with the veins poking out and stuff, like the washboard abs, because then that means I have to do that, and I'm not trying to do all that.
No,
like,
it doesn't mean you have to do. Why do you feel like you have to?
I just feel like that's like usually a guy that is like that. That is the kind of woman that they're like. I feel like they're looking for their woman to be active as well and do. And I'm more of a, I recently left the military, so it's like I'm not trying to go back to those days of like running and working myself to death to, be able to pass a PT test. I'm not doing that anymore. Now it's just enough to stay healthy and fit the clothes that I want to wear, and that's it. So I don't mind my man being a little like fluffy. So if he goes to the gym to maintain so that he can like eat, but he like goes to the gym so that he's like kind of maintaining that thickness and not getting like, overweight, I don't mind that. But no, like, I guess I don't know. It just depends. If they were super ripped, but he was a super sweet guy and everything that I wanted and needed in a partner, and that was the only thing, is that he's ripped, obviously I'm not sending him away. I'm not sending no good man away because he's ripped, but...
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I feel like, let's say like initially like I met a person and like they weren't necessarily my cup of tea because of their size. And like they come back later on and they're like in shape, or they go to the gym, like, you know, that can, you know, change, because it's kind of like, you know, you wanted to change something about yourself, and you took initiative and you did it, you know. They definitely probably won't take me back because like, they'll probably be too good for me at that point. They'll probably be like, yeah, I'm on the bigger and better pastures. But, you know, it is what it is. So,
yeah.
Back to the ball thing. Like, so like in baldness, it's like a, you know, it's somewhat of a, so alopecia, right? Alopecia. That's something people can't help. You know, natural male pattern baldness, that's something that's genetic. It's something people can't help. But it brings to the point, like, if it's something not lightweight, you know, something that people have to, like, deal with, do you feel shallow or anything for, like, saying, nah, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I for sure, like, that one guy in my life that I was like, I just could not deal with the, like, receding hairline. Like, yeah. I mean, I do feel bad to this day that I could not, like, move past that. That was, like, some, like, because to me, it's a ridiculous deal breaker, right? Although, I mean, hindsight, we probably wouldn't have made it anyway. He's still in the same place I left him, still living with his mom. You know, he ain't got much going for him. So, I mean, it's, you know, I don't feel that bad. But I do feel that in the beginning, I was, like, worried, like, man, I'm just really missing out on a good person because I can't get past the physical. But something my dad told me was, like, he said everybody else does not need to be attracted to that man. Everybody else does not need to think that man is attractive. But he said, you need to think he's attractive. And he said, you do not have to settle or stay with someone out of pity or because you feel bad for, you know, for wanting to be, you know, attracted to your man. Yeah. Man, and I was like, and I remember it was like that moment was when I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, I got to break this off because it's not fair to him either, you know, but it's just from then on, I just knew that was just something I can't do. Like, you got to either have all your hair or you shave it off because I don't mind a bald head. I love a bald head. I think it's really attractive, especially if you got the beard to go with it. One of my exes, he was bald with a beard, like, loved it. Okay. So, you know, it's definitely like, you know, it's fine. It's just, it just does not look good to have like that, you know. Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
If I start thinning in the middle or the back or something, just cold turkey. It's got to be what it's got to be.
Let it go.
But you touched a very important subject, like what your dad said. Like, everyone, you know, it's how you feel, and I've seen people, like, you know, bring like their girl or their friend around, and, like, you know, later on, like, their homeboys, like, dog them about it, and they let go of her because, like, of what other people's approval. And to me, that sounds, like, so, like, weak, you know? Like, it's such a sheep mentality because, like, your homeboys aren't the ones, you know, I hope not, sleeping with her and stuff like that. Right. You got to find this woman attractive. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and I'm pretty sure, like, your homeboys will tell you that shit and go behind your back and, like, you know, get down with her. But, you know, it's mentality like that. Like, it's pretty sad because, like, a lot of times I hear about, like, what's worldly attractive, like, you know, what's the expectations to be, like, you know, we talked about this before, like the doll test, you know, they pointed, they had the kids point to which doll they find attractive, and they chose the white doll over the black doll. And it's just, you know, popularizing like a set mindset on what's attractive. But, you know, early on in my life, I got away from that, as early as possible. And throughout my life, I've kind of narrowed down like what I like, what I find attractive, and I kind of stick in that area. I mean, it's very broad, but at the same time, there are very like, cancels. Like, I don't want to date, women that weigh more than me. Like, I don't like, necessarily. Like, I have my own idea of like what's attractive, and that's the most healthy thing, Yeah.
And I feel like if you look at like my dating history and really anybody's, I think it's like what's gotten me to basically not feel so bad and feel like I'm just a super shallow person is when I look at the men that I've like dated, they're not all like what society would say is attractive. So, it's like everybody, like you said, has their own idea of what is attractive. And I feel like when you don't see someone that's just like, I feel like if you're not like going after just like the model, like look, like where it had to be, I only date someone with blonde hair, blue eyes, skinny, this, and this, that kind of thing, then I think that's not so bad. It's okay to have a preference,
Exactly. Like, it's actually, low key is better. Like, so, everyone's out here, like, looking for the same thing, like a Kim Kardashian or, like, something like that. I'm sliding through, I'm picking up all the librarians, like stuff that's attractive to me. Like I'm picking up, all the girls with, glasses and, natural hair and like, to keep to themselves and like stuff like that. Like, I'm sliding and this makes it like it's less competition for me. I'm like out here doing my thing, man. But
exactly. And so that's why it's like, some folks may think it's shallow, but I think, when you've seen, at least for me, you've seen some of the dudes that I've dated, for sure, you're like, yeah, it's not all about physical for her. Like,
I've seen a couple of pictures.
Yeah. Like, I've dated dudes that were like either super skinny, super dark, super light, overweight, or in between. It like some of everything. Bald, all their hair, lot of hair, like is, it just depends on their personality, and it's something that, about them that's attractive to me. So, yeah, I think that's what's, important. So, they got to be attractive to you.
Exactly. Well, I think we beated this horse as much as we can, and I think that'll do it for today's episode on physical attraction. That will do it. My name's Randall, and you guys take it easy.
Bye. Handle this.
Little edges. I can't stand like that new baby hair thing that people are trying to do all the time.
I've never been able to do it. I've never had the amount of baby hairs that it takes. I think they look cute, but I can't. Some people are doing too much. Some people are doing too much. Can we talk about that first then? Let me talk about the baby hair.
Okay, we'll talk. It'll be part of physical attraction. Most of
Cold, they just got lucky but never adapted. So I'm to the one if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close. I let them think that they got me, but what do you know? I had them beat before we ever spoke. I'm ready for smoke. I need to know everything. Who and the what and the where. I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse. I'm ready for war. I'm coming for throats to turn to a ghost. I need to know everything. Now they ain't go harder than me. They need a blade in a sheath, a shank in a piece, a crate full of heat, an army, a fleet, a tank and a jeep, a navy at sea with ace a marine, an ace up their sleeve, a team of marines, a freak on a leash, a beast with an appetite, razor for teeth, and still they would lay at my feet. Boy, you got the wrong one. I gotta look over all of my publishing statements for Q1 as soon as the song's done. I gotta call up my mama and tell her I made it as soon as my log's done. I gotta read all my trade publications and sip my tea till it is all done. I think it's all fun. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything.
The show that I was doing my part.
Cute pen, I know I ain't yours around the way.
No, it's Stephanie's pen. Can you hand that to me?
I gotta get up and get out the way.
Do you want your headphones on? You want to hear something?
I wasn't really being petty. Do I need to switch my thing down here?
No.
Because the microphone's right here?
Exactly.
Can y'all hear me? Can I hear me? The cow jumped over the
physical attraction. How exciting. Alright. Yo. Feedback. Yo. Alright.
Hey.
Hi.